Good morning and welcome to Enterprise Morning on Enterprise Television. I am Kendi Bodun.
And I am Henry.
All right, it's the start of a new day and we are so glad to have you on the show. We will kick off with today's newspaper review before diving into the main conversation of the day. Trust me, you don't want to miss a moment with us. You can join the conversation by dropping your comments, liking and following us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. Joining us to share the matters at hand is Barrister Evans Ufeli. He is a barrister and a public affairs analyst. Thank you so much for always joining. Okay, so we'll start with the Punch newspaper. So on the big story here, we have hashtag Free Nnamdi Kanu. Protester defy security warning. Vow Villa March.
All right, just before we get into other stories, I would love to take this particular quote from Nnamdi Kanu himself, where he said, I will not leave Abuja without Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu declared, my mother died because of Biafra, my father died because of Biafra. It is Biafra or keep me in Abuja forever. And he for that said that freedom is earned by those who refuse to surrender their dignity. He added, the barrister. Is that overzealousness on his part, or is it what's happening here?
It says, yeah, you're asking what is overzealousness. It doesn't, for me, it doesn't look, it looks like something beyond that. The fight for him have become spiritual. He's talking from the point of pain, okay? When soldiers attacked his house while he was on bail, that year, they killed his parents and some of the villagers who were there, and he managed to escape. He was not, he didn't jump bail. Soldiers went and invaded his house and wrought serious damage, that led to the assassination of his parents. So this is a man speaking from a very deep point of pain, okay? And it appears to me that this whole thing, even the protests ongoing, it looks like the protest to me is not sanctioned by Nnamdi Kanu himself.
Okay.
I don't think, because his last statement, he made, and he was also talking to the lawyer, also talking about raising funds for his welfare and things of Biafra and the rest of that. And he said he gave the order that all the organizations, the subgroups, the Rising Sun worldwide and all that. So he appears to be like someone who is not ready to go home.
So which means the protest wasn't is done for some interest that we do not know.
Well, not like people cannot protest and ask that somebody will release. But to say that the person under reference has said he does not want to be released, except is leaving that place with a guarantee that Biafra will secede from Nigeria.
Which Nigeria wouldn't accept, of course.
No, it's not practicable.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's not practicable, because no Nigerian president, leader, or whatever will want to cede that, especially when there is especially when you have not gone through the legal process of secession. The legal process as provided under the African Charter on Women and People's Rights, Section 22 and Section 23. Had it been they have kick-started the statutory process of getting this, you will have international institutions backing on this current state, now that it's making this demand. But the international organizations and institutions, on the basis of what are they going to step onto this demand? When the last time you tried to do the secession, it caused the civil war from 1976 to 1970.
No, 1967.
Sorry, 1967. 1967 to 1970. Okay. You had the Biafra War. Okay. Ended in 1970 and all the rest of that. Then the renewed agitation now. Okay. They are still going about it the same approach. The violent approach will not work. It didn't work before when it was likely to work. Now that Nigeria, because Nigeria was barely, you know, how many years at the time?
Barely 60.
Okay. So you couldn't get it then. Now that the country has consolidated, moved from that republic to a fourth republic, and the fourth republic have seen 25 years of democracy. So it's an issue that is emotional, sensitive, and very critical. But I do not think in anywhere, form or shape, that Biafra is achievable through violence. I don't think so. I don't think it's achievable through making utterances that are, you know, inimical to society. Because especially when you have an alternative, that alternative, however long, you can insist and keep at it as long as it's peaceful, then you will gain traction. You will gain followership, you will gain, you understand? A country like Yugoslavia, they broke up into 6 different countries in one day. That's when you have Czech Republic and the rest of that. When Yugoslavia, and when you look at other democracies where you have, even though there's no referendum in the constitution or plebiscite or whatsoever it is, as the constitution is currently constituted, you can still do something about it by that window. And the African Charter of Human and People's Rights. In 1963, then we have the option of referendum and plebiscite in the 1963 Constitution, and that was how the Midwestern region came into being. You know, there was no Midwestern region before. The whole of Delta Edo were classified as southeastern states. So when you had that regionalism, then we're in the east. You understand? The economy grew. I mean, if not that, the military came and struck in 1966. For the 3 years that because we actually got it from 1963, not 1960. Because as of 1960, everything was still in England. Even the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court was established in 1963. The Judicial Privy Council was in London. If you have an appeal here, you go to London to continue it. You understand? So, but in 1963, we now have the Republican Constitution. That Republican Constitution now balkanized Nigeria into regions. Each of those regions have their own constitutions. So they were like small countries of their own in one country. Proper federalism. You understand? And then you see how the economy grew within the 3 years. Then in 1966, military struck. That's what disrupted it. January 15, 1966, we had that issue. And there was a counter coup again, because that coup was then classified as a one-sided one, because the people that were to be killed in the other side were not killed. They killed in one region. So the counter coup came, disrupted everything, and from that time till now, Nigeria have never been the same. So I don't think I get secession through this way now the Kano is going about it.
Okay, so do you think the protesters could have, come up with another strategy, or could have changed their plans instead of protesting? Could I have even come up with another plan?
No, this protest even disrupted the main protests we used to have today. Remember today was the 2020.
Yes.
If you look at even your report in the Vanguard, my own contribution is there. Every year, this is 5 years after. Okay, so the usual protest is supposed to be the Nigerian protest, the NSAS protest. Because as of today, on that day, we were still at the protest ground. Okay, protesting, thinking that it's going to be business as usual, because we have protested 5 days already.
Yes, sir.
This was the sixth day. The 6 days today that they came to shoot at us at the Lekki Toll Gate and killed a lot of people. I was lucky, even though I injured, but I was lucky to scale out from the place. And so many other persons. So I thought that was a protest we were talking about, or that was going to happen, but because the organizers of this other protest had already fixed today. So the other one did not, a lot of people are just writing and talking about the day and the rest of that. Then the radio, TV stations, everyone is talking about what it mean to the Nigerian 5 years after.
Yeah.
You understand?
Of course, it's a day of remembrance now for those we lost,
it's part of our history.
Yes.
Very well said. All right, so let's move on to another big issue here.
Okay.
Federal government backs the DHQ as coup rumor sparks a political firestorm. Barrister, like people will say in local parlance, like play like joke, what we thought was not true is becoming true. That October 1st, which was supposed to be a day we should celebrate 65, was cancelled because of what we're having now, a coup plot. Right? So where do you think this is coming from? Who do you think have made this possible? How do you think this was botched?
If I were sitting on your seat, you know the first question I would have asked, which I will ask you now because we are doing like a conversation. Yeah. The first question I would have asked is, why is the federal government repressing that news?
Well, they're suppressing it. No, they have not, because the military arm of the government has come up to say that it is true.
Before now.
Okay, before now.
Before it, see, they cancelled October 1st.
Yes.
That issue, that what do you call it, coup, was planned, you know, to change the course of government by October 1st. That was it. But the federal government didn't have the courage to come out and say. It was premium times that even revealed before the army now came to talk. They kept quiet, they suppressed it. They did as if nothing happened. People were just surprised. No parade, nothing.
Of all days.
No celebration, no party, no nothing. So why was the federal government suppressing it? Why didn't they want it to go out? It's pure stupidity. But
do you think Nigerians demand to hear that? Because it's a very sensitive matter, which you know how could happen in Nigeria. If the shelf period is not allowed to die down naturally, there might be an upsurge. So don't you think it's good enough to hide that in the freezer?
Okay, an upsurge from the army or from the
no, from the army. Possibly.
Because the thing already is a failed one. The coups we've known from time immemorial. Once it fails, you understand, the news will be all over the place. And the persons who are involved will be identified. And they'll be court-martialed. You understand? In this case, how many of them have been arrested? How many of them is going through court-martial process? What is it? So I think I don't know why they're repressing. They may have a reason, but I feel that something as fundamental. It's part of our history. We have to record it.
It has to be recorded.
So if something like that happened, and then you are suppressing it, supposedly, until because when I started seeing it in blogs, I wasn't until I saw it in Premium Times. I said, hey, wait a minute. Because Premium Times don't publish.
They are very good at investigative work and all.
If it's not, one is from them, you know it's true. You understand? It was when I went deeper. Well, this thing actually, almost took place. And to say that the president was away few weeks before, because like Buhari, they just told Buhari that everything's okay, you can go for Hajj.
Yes.
It was there when they took over. So this would have been a smooth. But nobody knows why it failed. But as much as military rule is not the best for the country, anywhere, it has never been the best for Nigeria. Let me not talk for the universal audience. Has never been the best for Nigeria. It's just that the way things are now, it doesn't look like this country may survive this whole thing, even if this one fails, except things change.
Because that was why I asked an upsurge. because the result or the reason for the coup has not yet been solved.
It has not been solved.
Yes.
You are right. Yeah. To say that, to even say that the way things are currently, civilians might even join the way they did in Niger, and we're surprised at what is going on. So it is in the interest of the government and this country to ensure that they alert the public at every point in time. People need to know what is going on. It's not for them to shove it and then cancel one thing, then later they'll come out and say, people will eventually know. So the best way I think this country can go is to seek redemption, proper redemption. Let's go back to the drawing board. This government is not working. This particular government is not working. The likes of the Buhari's government was crawling. You understand? This one is sleeping.
Because it is becoming an ethnic thing. Because when you go through the comment sections and lots of people, some pundits who have equally analyzed, they've said, especially from the southwest of Nigeria, they have said, why is it that during the days of Muhammad Buhari, there was no, nothing like coup? Why is it that now a southwesterner is on the throne? The coup, of course, which lots of people have said is coming from the north. So do you think all of this might play a part?
When the first coup happened, people also, what led to the counter coup? What led to the counter coup was that they said that the Easterners who were supposed to be killed,
Azikiwe, Michael Opara,
and the rest of them, Ikoku, those ones were tipped off. They were tipped off like Nnamdi Azikiwe a day to the day flew into Ghana. And many of them, that was the accusation.
Yes.
But all the Northerners were all slain and killed. So that became an imbalance. So then I came together and did the counter coup and then made sure they carried out another operation. And so it became sectional. So anytime we talk coup, we must talk ethnicity. You can hear you can see the comments already. Say, okay, why is it that as if the Southwest, as if they are not going through the same bad leadership that the Northerners, the Easterners, and the Southerners are going through. You understand? That this is not to justify coup. Military government is never the right
option.
Never the right kind of government at all. It's never the right kind of government.
Okay.
For some of us that are born into the military rule, the full regime of the military rule, it's never an option. It was when democracy came that we now saw a different system of government for the first time. You understand? For those who were born into the military regime, it's not a good system. A system where the media is suppressed, the constitution is suspended, court will sit under tension, and democracy is nowhere to be found. It's not the one that those who protest them, once you protest, you first of all arrange your visa and everything. As you are protesting for the protest ground, that's what they call the Nadeco route. When you are going on exile, because you can't go through the airport, they arrest you. The Nadeco route is still there. So as you are done, then you enter Cotonou from Cotonou. Yes, you just keep going. Yeah. So that's called the Nadeco route. Everybody know that route. If you're a protester on those days, that's how the current president left the country. She would read the same thing at the time.
Yes.
All of them, Ransom Kuti, that's the same route everybody will go through because you can't use the airport. Your name is already on the watch list. So by the time you are crossing immigration at the airport, they will arrest you.
Okay, so Barrister, are there legal consequences of spreading rumors, false rumors or false coup rumors? And if there are, what are those consequences?
Yes, it's false information.
Yeah.
You can be charged for false information if it turned out to be false.
Okay.
But somebody will have to do the arrest. Somebody will have to write the petition and the rest of that.
Okay.
But in this case, it's no longer false because the government is confirming it.
Just confirming it.
But before now, it appeared, when I read it the first time, which coup? After 25 years, which kind of, we in Madagascar. Madagascar just have their own...
own uprising there.
Madagascar and the rest of that. But these are largely African countries that are not doing well at all. There are African countries that are less than the size of Ojoduberga and all that. So they can do all those. Nigeria is too complex for that kind of thing at this time. Who was possible then because of the fact that we're barely how many years, we are fragmented, we are fledgling, just few years into it, and because the first coup had already taken place in Togo, the first coup in Africa took place in Togo, and the influence, they would be African military officers at that time. So part of the influence spread across that era. Okay.
All right. But of course, just before we get to another story on the Guardian newspaper, this spate of the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, desiring, still hungry to have power by all means and asking other parties to join his party, he's okay by it. Don't you think all of this might further exacerbate the problem that we have? Because there's no participatory party playing in Nigeria.
I think that is even what is causing the problem already. I mean, it's part of what is causing the problem already, because now as we speak, it's only the politicians that are gainfully employed in Nigeria. Okay. And the military too didn't intervene all this while, because they too have been highly favored. You know,
those in the very top, the top, not the rank and file.
Yeah, they are the ones that can. It's the top guys that can do the coup now. The rank and file cannot do it. They can. Where would they go to? The rank and file cannot even access the proper military armory without the higher soldiers. Those higher soldiers must be involved. You cannot. The rank and file cannot take over. They will round them up. They will round them up and court-martial them, and they will put them on death row. Because that's the consequence. It's treason. Okay, and treason, the penalty is death behind it. So maybe they won't kill them, just round them up and put them in prison. They'll just be there. So they can't do it. If the high-ranking officers are not well favored, it's over.
All right, so let's move on to the Guardian newspaper. Farmers in limbo as bureaucracy stalls the 50 billion tractor rollout. Barrister, I do not know if you were my guest that day. They were talking about 62 days after these tractors that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu commissioned, 2,000 of them were there to get to the farmers. Now we can find it now. Till today, Barrister, bureaucracy has stalled this, and we want to grow a $1 trillion economy. We want to feed the nation, and so on and so forth. How serious do you think the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu truly is?
Not as serious. As at the time they procured it, do you know it was the farming season?
Yes, now, exactly. Yes.
This harvest season. The New Year festivals are ongoing. October now. This is harvest already. So when are they going to use these things? And when I said they want to use it for dry season irrigation farming. Yes, you know.
Taking everything away.
So why are we not? We are not even thinking about the fact that farming is seasonal. We are not time conscious. We are not focused. Now bureaucracy will start. They will ask them to go and buy forms. They will fill out long list of forms. They will ask them to take it to somewhere, submit it, that will move it to another place. Before they will give them, it will be another.
And kickbacks that will come with it.
Yeah, they will start to ask for. First, they will even have problem with the sharing formula. How many should go to? How many states that will go to? How many states farm more than how many states? Then later, when it gets to that place, then tribe will come in. They'll now be looking at which tribe gained more from the last government intervention. Which one should gain now?
Nigeria.
So our problem is multifaceted. These tractors are supposed to take to the places like Benue, where the food basket, identify those cities that produce massive. You understand? It mustn't go. Everybody mustn't get it. Go there, give them, then deploy security for these farmers to guide against external aggression, so that they're able to farm. Give them all they require. You understand? This irrigation, whatever it is, give them. This was supposed to be a plan for the rejig of agricultural because of food shortage. You understand? Some persons are saying that the food shortage is over. I don't know whether it's true.
It is not.
They said
it cannot be over.
They said the price of foodstuff now has come down.
Some foodstuff like pepper and tomato has reduced.
No, but they say rice is now 60,000.
Yes, rice and even beans.
Even less than that.
In fact, Gary is the one leading.
Now.
Yes, when it comes to affordability, Gary is leading.
It fell from
it was very, very high.
20,000 to 10,000 per basin at the villages. So it's cheap now. So it's coming down. Now it's coming down. What I'm supposed to do is to be able to invest more in that area. Let them have these tractors. The tractors, you didn't buy them to just
for decoration.
For decoration. Give them tractor, give them fertilizer, give them what they need. Most importantly, give them security. So they're able to do what they're supposed to do.
All right, Barrister, this should be a continuation, actually. You were my guest when we talked about the mathematics thing.
Oh, yeah, that was last
So
week.
here we have it again. Federal government reverses. You can see how stubborn our administration is. Federal government reverses policy on maths as parents, teachers protest. So you can see that the policy was even bad from the very beginning.
It was a bad policy. Now, but I read the Minister of Education when he was talking about the fact that maths is still compulsory.
It's still compulsory at all
level.
Yes.
We said it here that day.
Yes.
We said it here in the announcement because it is now. But when you make it compulsory at O level, and you are saying it's not compulsory
to present
entrance
during
entrance because you are art students. Yeah, that will create opera. You know that. Yes, that will create because you can't just say that. You need to understand the functionality of mathematics in every. See, mathematics is a language.
Yes.
It's like English language. It's just that English language is sectional. Mathematics is universal. You know, it's universal language.
Yes.
Yeah, universal.
Yes.
Some people will just change and say they have their own is Roman figure or whatever. But it's still figures. Figures is figures. So anywhere in the world, if you want engineering mathematics, the one that we have here is the same thing you have in Greece.
India, everywhere.
It's the same thing you have everywhere. Yes, it's engineering mathematics. It does not change. Measurement does not change. 1 meter is 1 meter anywhere in the world. You know, a kilometer is a kilometer anywhere in the world. So those are issues. Physics does not change. You understand? Velocity here is velocity over there. You understand? Whatever it is you are talking about is the same thing. You are studying the sun, you are studying radiation, you are studying everything. It's the same thing. So I think mathematics should be retained. My solution, my intervention on that day, I remember, is that the federal government should train more maths teachers. This country needs more maths teachers. Or make incentive available for those studying mathematics at the university, at the College of Education, at polytechnics, or whatsoever where they study mathematics. Give them scholarship. Give them, make cash transfer for them. Encourage them. You understand? And then make employment for teaching seamless for them. Once they graduate, they are short of a job. That's how to solve the problem. They will gladly go and teach if they are well paid. The reason people are not ready to teach is because of the payment. You know, so that's why they're not ready to teach. If you pay them well, they will teach, and then you will have more of these hands. Even with the dilapidating structure of study and all that, the Nigerian child is very good at mathematics. Yes, when Calvin Mick were coming up with that program that time. Yes, we were all happy to see. We were all happy to see a child. You are asking a question. You have no. In fact, the moment the question is asked, they've already run the formula through their brain. Some of them don't even write.
Yes, exactly.
They don't even write. They've gone so far that they don't even write. And then, but because when you develop that, you are not going to have more engineers.
Yes.
Now, these engineers will now make a demand. It will not be compulsory for the country to, put facilities in place for invention. Nigeria should be the whole African market that Japanese, Chinese and all that, where people are going to buy cars in China, go to Japan, America to buy. That whole African space is supposed to be Nigerian market. Yes, if Nigeria had developed expertise in production of cars, production of inventions and all that, if we had done that, the whole, because it's just as big brother, the whole African space, you understand, it's supposed to be our market. You understand? In fact, the Japanese will have to come and negotiate with us.
Yes,
because we have African Union, and trade is encouraged under the African Union. So, but we didn't utilize it. We didn't utilize it because we saw oil. The moment we saw oil, even agriculture, we threw it from the window. So that is the problem we're having now.
All right, we would leave it at this point. We have other interesting stories, but for the want of time, we just have to leave it for this particular segment to say when we return. NSAS at 5, the struggle that never ended. Barrister will still be here to take us on that. Don't go anywhere.
I'll be right back.
Thank you so very much for being back. And if you just joined us, this is Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's head straight to our conversation for today. 5 years ago, Nigeria's streets echoed with chants of defiance. Young voices demanding an end to police brutality and impunity. From Lagos to Abuja, the hashtag EndSARS movement united a generation determined to reclaim dignity and accountability from a system that had failed to protect them.
Very true. Today, October 20, marks 5 years since that uprising, a milestone in civic awakening and a painful reminder of delayed justice. The movement's legacy endures through its martyrs, the memories of the protests, and the unfulfilled promises of reform.
And also, the protests were born out of a decade of frustration with the Special Anti-Robbery Squad SARS, notorious for harassment, torture, and killings. What began as an online campaign exploded into one of the largest youth-led movements in Nigeria's history.
At its heart were not just celebrities like Falz, Mr. Macaroni, and DJ Switch, whose live stream from Lekki Toll Gate shook the world, but also lawyers, medics, and grassroots volunteers who sustained the cause. The Lekki Toll Gate, now a symbol of resistance and grief, witnessed the night soldiers open fire on unarmed protesters, an event hushed in collective memory despite official denials.
All right, let's get talking. We still have Barrister Ufeli, to take us on that particular one.
Yeah.
And interestingly, Barrister, you witnessed it. You were there when it all happened. If you may, in the next 60 seconds, can you still run us through? Because 5 years is beginning to get out of people's mind like it never existed. Run us through just before we get deeper into...
Yes, children that were born that year, they are 5 now.
5 years.
Yes.
Yes, meaning that they were never witnesses to what has happened. But because this will be etched in our history, one way or the other, they will still get to know about it. On that particular year in 2020, October 2020, the protests had been ongoing 5 days before that day. Okay, and it was about the EndSARS, because the SARS then used to be a department of the police force that was meant to confront and arrest highway robbers. That was formed so many years back in the early 90s, before that time. Now, they lost touch with their objectives, and began to kill people extrajudicially, extort people at gunpoint, using all manners of... In fact, at some point, there was no family in Nigeria that you will not trace one form of police brutality, wherein citizens were shot, injured, maimed, and sometimes put under very excruciating conditions. So it happened that the citizens had to protest against it and put up a very strong resistance and block the Lekki Toll Gate, the whole of that Aziz Ozumbambadiwe in Lagos, Nigeria. As that was ongoing, the same protest was ongoing in many states of the country, from Enugu to Abuja, Abuja to Ondo, Ekiti, and the rest of them. It was ongoing nationwide. And the demand was placed before the Inspector General of Police at the time, and the protest went on for so many days. Now, what happened during the protest is that we saw a new Nigeria during the protest. At the protest ground, you had people who were caterers. They cooked food and drink to serve people for free. There was medics all over the place. When people get exhausted, they faint, they got injured, they were taken into an ambulance where there's already medics there. Then those who were good at alcohol, who had what it is they were looking for. Those who had no place to stay, had no place to, no no homes. Came there to
make that to their
abode.
For the mentor.
The Muslims, the Christians, they protest the fire, religion, ethnicity, diversity. There was nothing like that. Everyone was ready to share what they had. Okay, when the Christians were praying on a Sunday, the Muslims surrounded them. Okay, when the Muslims were praying on a Friday, the Christians surrounded them and gave them protection. It has never happened in the country. So a lot of things we saw that Nigeria is possible in a lot of ways. That so many things are possible in this country, and they weren't happening because anybody was planning it. It was spontaneous. It just came to people from the cosmic. It just came to them by intuition, instantaneously. The protest was leaderless. Nobody was leading the protest. Nobody was the head. That was why it was difficult for government to penetrate and the rest of that. The former owner of Twitter, that's
Jack Dorsey.
Jack Dorsey, you know, gave the protest an emoji, and then through cryptocurrency, the protest was being funded from all over the world. You understand? And because it was going through blockchain technology, the federal government was unable to intercept the funding. When they could not intercept the funding, on the 20th, that's today, around 7:25 p.m., you know, the military came, okay, and opened fire at protesters. They were shooting protesters, they were shooting people. People were falling, people were injuring, they were picking up dead bodies. Because that's exactly what they did. Until today, they claimed that there was no massacre. After the NSAS protest, 2 separate panel of inquiries, okay, 3, because we had the Lagos State NSAS panel of inquiries, we had the Human Rights Commission panel of inquiry in Abuja, okay, and we also have a court judgment from the ECOWAS court recently. The one from Abuja, the panel in Lagos indicted the Lagos State government, said that there was massacre, that the police the soldiers actually killed a lot of persons, citizens, and took their bodies. And that was when the Lagos State government became angry at its own panel of inquiries. And even though the compensation from Lagos State government reached a few, but those who died, who were killed extrajudicially, the Lagos State government still denied it did, that nobody was extrajudicially killed. So it means that there's an open wound somewhere for those who lost loved ones, and the states have declined to take responsibility. Now, when you talk about the one in Abuja, the Human Rights Commission panel, they came up with their report and everything and submitted to the federal government. I don't think the federal government has attended to that report. Lagos State government report too. They only took care of some people. Then the matter went to the ECOWAS court, and recently, about a year and now, the ECOWAS court delivered a judgment to the fact that there were human rights abuses. Though the ECOWAS court did not accede to the fact that there was killings or there were massacre and the rest of that.
Despite evidence?
They didn't. They said that it was not proven. It was the panel of inquiries that actually went that deep and all that. So, but they awarded, damages. And the government should pay a certain amount of money to certain persons and all that. But to date, I don't think government have complied. Even though as at that time, the Nigerian president was the chairman of ECOWAS. As at the time the German was delivered.
Muhammad Buhari late.
Yes, yes. Was the not
Tinubu. Okay. When it was
Tinubu,
fine.
Yeah, it's just a year.
Okay.
Tinubu was the chairman of ECOWAS there, and that judgment was delivered. I don't know whether that judgment have been enforced. Okay, but it clearly stated that there was serious human rights abuse. Okay, and violations and that as such, government must pay compensation, damages to the following persons and all that. See, today I don't know whether that has been achieved. But one thing I know is that the Nigerian government owes the citizens of this country an apology. They owe the citizens of the country reparation. Reparation is very, very important. A lot of people lost loved ones, and they are not lying about it. These were people who existed before the protest. They were the protest ground, you know, as at the time the army shot at them. After that incident, they've not been seen today. You understand? In criminal prosecution and criminal proceedings, when the arrow is pointing to one direction, okay, every time it's pointing to one direction, everywhere you go it's pointing one direction. By the time you eliminate all impossibilities, whatever is left, however improbable, must be the truth. You understand? If everybody passed into this particular road, into this doorstep, into the room, and soldiers came into that room and shot a lot of people, and so many people came out from that room. And some of the people who went into that room, though you didn't see that they were shot, but after the army shot on that day, they never came out from the room, neither from the window or from anywhere else. And from that time to today, they've not been seen. When you eliminate all impossibilities, whatever is left, however improbable, must be the truth. And that's exactly what happened. These persons were humans. They had relations. They were confirmed to be at the protest on that day. They never came out from the protest. Their bodies were never seen.
Wow. Nigeria really happened to them. Well, Barrister, 5 years ago, or 5 years on, do you think the movement achieved by this last scene institutional change has really changed the police system?
Especially with the disbandment of the SARS.
It reduced extrajudicial killing in terms of the units, that corporate unit, police units called SARS. It reduced extrajudicial killing. Not like extrajudicial killing has ended.
Okay.
Because just 2 years ago, a lawyer was killed by the police in the presence of the husband and the son. You remember? Christmas related to Christmas. Yes, at Lekki.
Yes, the lady.
That was on Boxing Day.
From that time too, we have seen killings in Woroshoki. We have seen killings in Oshodi. Seen killings at Ongba and so many other places. Extrajudicial killings where police shot people indiscriminately. Just today as we are speaking. While the protest was ongoing, I was watching from the internet online before this interview. The police has opened fire on protesters today. As we speak today. The police has opened fire. There have been no report of casualty yet, as at the time I saw that online. So you see that though SARS has been disbanded, but the elements in the police force that made up that SARS have been redeployed to other departments of the police force to continue havoc. So the fact that they disbanded is just to cool down the name, the characters that constituted that extrajudicial killing are still within the police force. That is why extrajudicial killing has not ended. Still, when they try to extort and you refuse to give them money, they look for one problem and yank it on you and delay you and ensure that they collect money or they threaten you and the rest of that. Apart from that, there's a case in Delta State now, a young guy that was apprehended. The police seized foodstuff he bought. The wife just gave birth. The police seized plantain, seized garri, and coconut, and all those things. The police seized it from him. You understand? Arrested him, took him somewhere, asked him to use his card, you know, to withdraw money from his account. After he withdrew money, they still did not release him. They asked him to call his wife. The wife should bring money. If he does not bring money, they will kill him. He communicated the wife had to run to the church. The church had to get money. The church had to report to police. So when you start to see things like that, you see that though they ended SARS by public demand, by popular demand, extrajudicial killing has not ended.
So how can it be stopped? Like, how can we curb this menace?
Now, the way to stop is that the police should, first, this thing about people, entry level for the police, before now, entry level for the police was primary 6. Before now. Okay. See, officers that went to university don't shoot citizens. They can't do it. You know why?
Why?
They've gone to school, they've read, so their intellectual their faculty is broadened. They are not brutish, they are not animalistic, because they went to school. You understand? Entry level, before now used to be primary 6, they increased it to secondary school. I think in year 2000 or something. Now, people are agitating that they should increase it to OND. You understand? Me, I don't even agree with that. I still believe that somebody that have OND is not yet eviscerated. It's in between. I think a policeman should be a graduate. Yes. Increase their salary. Increase that minimum wage or whatever it is. Get graduates. Get graduate as entry level. The question is, people say that not many people will join once they are graduates. And I agree too. Because at the point where you have read up to BSc, you will not want to join.
Police will never be an option.
It can't be an option.
You change career.
Except the police work have been made so attractive by what they will get as remuneration and the rest of them. Because a lot of people are also jobless. And then they will consider it. But that's what I think. But all over the world, policemen are not... entry level is not graduates. Even in America, some policemen are so daft in America, I'm telling you.
Really?
Yes, they will cock gun. By the time you are not in the US, once they stop you, your hand must be up. Your hand must be up. You understand? Because the legalized gun there. By the time you try to, until they ask you to bring out your identity or whatever it is, I think that's when you bring your wallet or whatever it is out, and they'll be watching your hand.
Okay.
They're very vigilant because they kill them a lot.
Yes.
They kill them a lot. Like they kill in Atlanta. If you watch TV for 1 hour, you will not want to go out in one day. Yes, you will be scared of going out. You heard that in so place. 2 policemen were gone down. One gone down. It's too much because everybody's armed. Everybody's armed. Yes. So they are very, very strict. You understand? They are very, very strict. So in America, if you want to join police, you go to the police station at your community. The police station there. You indicate interest, they give you form, they fill it, yes.
Oh, so they don't go to school? Do they?
They go to school, but it's not. You mustn't be a graduate. I think it's high school.
Oh, okay.
So, and the police station will write vacancy in a chalkboard and put it in front of the police station. You come and join there. That's how they do it. You know, it's proper federalism.
Yeah.
There's no central police in America. Every state is independent. You have the LPD, you have the NY, whatever it is, New York Police Department. Everybody have their own. So you don't go to Abuja or you go to Cadrell and now recruit everybody. You're not post to state. No. You go to the police station in your backyard and go and join. So that's how it is done. So it's a different system entirely. But police brutality is virtually in many countries of the world. But the Nigerian case is triggered by so many things. It's triggered by lack, poverty, economic instability, hunger, greed, you understand, wickedness, so many things are involved. You understand? Over there, police are fairly paid. I think it's about $35 per hour and the rest of that. And because they work long time, so they have money. If you are paid $95 per per hour. We are talking about being paid maybe close to 50,000 naira per hour. That's what it means. So that's every week, because they pay weekly. That is enough.
Yeah.
Even with 4 children, it's enough, because some of them will do up to 12 hours in a day. And when you multiply 50K, it was in Nigerian naira, times 12 hours per day, it's so much money in a day.
Yeah.
Even though it may not be too much big money over there. Yeah, because but it's something. They are any more than our professors.
Yeah, they do.
They are any more than even some middle level bank managers in Nigeria. So that's what it means. So, but they are still aggressive, very, very aggressive, very, very aggressive.
Wow. Well,
all right, so let's look at the place of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in with the NSAS thing.
Okay.
I remember just after the massacre at the toll gate, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was questioned what he felt about the killing. What he said, I love to paraphrase him, that did anyone do an investigative work on the characters of those gathered at the toll gate there?
And who sent them there?
Now, with that kind of statement and having the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president now, do you think he truly cares?
I don't think he cares, because a day to the commencement of the protest, he left the country. He was in France. And during the protest, he was called on phone. Because some persons were threatened, they were about to go into that hotel.
Yes.
The hotel
that
allegedly belongs to him. I think they even gained entrance.
Yes, they gained entrance. They destroyed some cars.
Some things, but not so much before the security
intervened.
You understand? So his response is that he does not control the army. But they were accusing him of calling the army. He said he does not control the army. They asked him so many questions. He answered those questions, but he was in panic mode. We could hear it from his voice and the rest of that. You know, at that point, it looked like Nigeria was going to have a revolution. Because the moment they banned SARS, the next day the protests continued. And the protesters now started asking for regime change.
With the burning of police stations and killing of police
even banks,
officers, banks,
and so on and so forth.
Yes, but as much as we do not, of course, like what they did, especially with the burning of the BRT buses in Lagos, which was so story.
The High Court and the Magistrate Court were burned.
You understand? You know, but the Lagos State approach
the Oba's palace was
he was even chased away from the palace there. But the way the Lagos State government turned around that and made it more like ethnic centric, like the people who did all of those mayhem wearing to Lagosians, do you think it senses speaks on responsibility?
It didn't fly. The narrative didn't fly. It was a wrong narrative, because there was nothing like tribe. There was no tribal orchestration of anything. It's just a very selfish way to address a general common problem. The people who were being killed by SARS were both Yoruba, Igbos, Hausas, everybody. Everyone have tasted that mayhem. Most family households have tasted that. The footballer in Ogba that was killed.
Yes.
He was shot down, gunned down, young boy. You know, police brutality. So it's even a Yoruba person. Okay, so that's why that thing could not be sustained. I know that the protest was hijacked at some point.
Yes.
Because the people who started it are the youth of the middle class.
Yes.
You understand? Even though many of them are abroad now. Many, almost the entirety of them are gone. So that middle class, they were able to communicate effectively with themselves while the protest was ongoing. Even the tout couldn't come close, because touts, by their nature, they can be very rash, but they see learned people. They are very intimidated. They will stay on their own side. You understand? So, but that middle class, sub-middle class could not communicate effectively with the tout for them to see the dimension and the reason for this thing. Any piece of paper that dropped on the floor, people picked it, and The place was so neat and it was a very organized. Touts couldn't have invaded it, but when these guys came to shoot the soldiers, the moment that whole place became disorganized, that was when the Touts hijacked it. And I started opening stores in Lekki, breaking down stores and looting. Yes. That night, what was looted that night after the soldier had gone? Because everyone was afraid. You understand? Even people started robbing in Lagos. But the police closed all the police stations. Put their uniform in their bag. Yes.
They were disguising
and just
themselves.
the society look like every other person. Because any policeman they see, they will kill the person.
And that actually gave birth to the 1 million boys.
That was after the endsars.
The 1 million boys now came from. They started from Agege and move into Mushi. And Mushi had already prepared ground for that, and that was how they were taking people's pot of soup, breaking and just mayhem everywhere. You understand? So at that point when it got broke down, I didn't support the burning of buses, the burning of police stations, the whole of Costain and Sulere. They entered all the police stations there, took guns.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, they went to the High Court. They started conducting trial. Took the judges wig and wore it.
Yes, I think I saw that in the social media.
Went to the Yoruba's palace, took his staff of office, sat down on his chair, and conducted.
I was swimming in the pool there.
It was an opportunity for them.
It was a lawlessness. It was serious lawlessness. At that point, I had washed my hand off the protest because it was no longer protest. Now it's mayhem. Now it's mischief, and a lot of things happened. So the government is aware, and that's why they don't want any repeat of anything.
Very well.
They don't want, and every October 20th, they used to deploy soldiers there.
At the toll gate.
If you go and pass there, you see soldiers there, because they don't want anyone to come and renew anything. Or whatsoever. It was a tough time for this country.
All right, so my last question, just before we call it a wrap for the show today. How safe 5 years after is DJ Switch? Do you think she is good enough to come back to Nigeria and live like every other Nigerian without anyone coming after her?
Yeah, I think she sought asylum in Canada.
Yes.
The last time I heard that. And his asylum was granted.
Yes.
So between when he sought asylum and now, he should be a citizen now. Yeah, he should be a citizen. So the Nigerian government froze the account of many citizens, prosecuted many of them, and are still after so many of them. You understand? So, well, I think even though there's a change of regime already, though by democratic means, but I think the police is still after, the DSS are still after those people because their names are already on the watch list. So what it means is that when he steps into the country, they will hold him at the airport, hold her at the airport. So I think she has to give it time. She has to give it time because those who are in power today were once in exile. Yes, the likes of Tinubu and the rest of them. They were all on watch lists, all of them. So, but with time, with the passage of time, even watch list itself, I mean, when there's reconciliation and all that, there will be nothing to hold them against. I mean, somebody, the likes of Ojuku, led a full-fledged war. She came back to Nigeria. So
and vied for the position of the president.
Yes, even contested on that. And now it said that Biafra is now within of the mind and the rest of that. So they can always come back when the time is due. Not now, but when the time is due, when the coast is clear, they can always come back because that your name was on watch list is not that you have committed an offense or it's a crime. It's still an allegation. Everything borders an allegation. It was a protest. Most of the persons who were arrested have been released. Those who were tried and all that, were not convicted because protest is a fundamental right. And the rest of that. So I don't think they can always come back to their country.
All right, that's very well said. I think we'll have to leave it at this point. On softer mood, I saw a comment just now from someone who said in Pidgin that those who don't die as a result of the NSAS, good thing say Nigeria done better now.
Seriously. If only they can just rise and
nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed.
Between that time and now, things have gotten worse.
Yes.
Yes, now.
5 years later.
That happened after the protest, after the lockdown.
After the lockdown,
Yes,
just immediately after, we were still.
Yeah, that was around.
That
was around July.
So as at the pre-lockdown, Nigeria wasn't this bad. We're buying fuel for 90.
It was still
190.
Yes, it was still 200.
Even after the lockdown, we're still keeping up. We're still adjusting.
Yes.
Not until we now entered another.
The lockdown, after the lockdown, people still.
Yes.
When you go to market at that time, you buy
You
enough.
buy things very well.
Buy enough things. Things were not this bad. Okay. So we're now overwhelmed, and it's unfortunate.
Very so unfortunate. We are very so pleased that we are alive to witness a very historic event, which I would love to believe in the future those coming after us would read that from our history books, and of course imagine how it all happened and all. But it's very important that we are documenting some of these facts as such that the future would have more than enough reason to see some of these things and make with them whatever it is that they want to do that from. That's our time for today. Thank you so very much, Pastor Stefan.
Thank you, Barrister.
Thank you very much.
So we'll have to leave it for now. We'd love to say thank you for making this a day. Please do well to follow us. You can find us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally rewatch this if you may when you visit us at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry.
And I am Kane Debodun.
Have yourself a blessed day, and God bless Nigeria. God bless you, and we'll see you.
See you next time.